He makes a decision. Back, you see there, the lean into the back of Josh Campbell is enough for me. The little push, the arm on the back, and the lean in is probably enough for me.
I think it's one of those ones when you look at it, Hadji is probably a yard just out of position, then he tries to get his leg back across, but by doing that, you then run the risk of, you know, the forward player being clever. And Josh Campbell is clever. He just sticks his leg in between, and that's enough, you know, to get the contact, and as soon as there's contact, it goes down. And James is right, it's never going to be overturned once it's given, but I do think it's a very soft penalty. But it's good play from Josh Campbell to get his body there to ask the question of John Beaton. I think, you know, looking back at it, Yanis Hadji will probably just think to himself, if I had just been a little yard there, you try to get yourself, but I mean, it is a contact sport, there is going to be a coming together. I mean, it is soft, but I can understand why it's been given.
If I'm the Hibs manager, I want it, and if I'm Philip Clement,
you're raging.
But do you think it's one of those ones, whatever decision the referee makes, there's not enough evidence either way to overturn it?
If it wasn't given, it wasn't going to VAR and been given either.
Yeah.
It's not a bad decision. I think the referee calls it as he sees it, which looks...
Celtic now is that, and that's why I have a big respect for this group of players, especially on a day like today, because when it was 0-0 for the first 20 minutes, we make a backward pass and the crowd get onto the team. Now that cannot happen. One, if you know about football, and two, if you can understand that when teams come here, they're going to make it really difficult. You know, you can't turn up every single week and be 3-4-0 up in 20 minutes. Teams are well organised, teams are well set up. You have to work the game. So sometimes you have to play a backward pass to change the point of attack. We make a backward pass and then we go on to the players. And that's why I was proud of the players. This is a point, I don't need the cheers when it's 3-0 and the support when it's 3 and 4-0 and 5-0. This team needs it. It's just the amount of games that they're playing and how we play. You only need to look at the facts and how this team plays to know they're an attacking team, a creative team that creates goals and scores goals. So when we decide to go back to change the point of attack, clap the players. Don't panic. Don't start getting onto them. You know, because we're trying to get another attack. And the best example we have of that this season was against Club Brugge. We're here in the Champions League. Daisemeda's going forward. He turns, he plays a backward pass to change the point of attack. The pressure on that guy when he did that, thankfully he coped with it. The noise, the negativity around that. But when we then change the picture, he then gets it back again and now he's free. He cuts inside, he gets a shot. And then everyone's happy. But that's not what football is. So for us, if we play a backward pass, sideward pass is to change the point of attack. Right? And the players deserve more. The players deserve the trust. And that was my annoyance today. Because 3-0 is great. But we need the support when it's 0-0, especially amidst a run of games where there's so many games, you know, where you...
Could things start to happen in terms of ins and outs next week, Brendan? Is that possible?
Sorry?
Could things start to happen in terms of ins and outs next week? Possible?
Could do. Could do.
Speaking of fans, there was a few singing the name of a Kieran Tierney at the end there.
Aye, total lack of respect.
Yeah.
Of course it is. Get Greg Taylor. He's been absolutely amazing at this club. How does he feel? He's playing, nearly breaks his nose, bleeding for the club, for the cause. I'm all right about the players that are here. It's not very respectful. You sing for another player, no matter what Kieran's history is. I don't like that.
Well, folks, sorry about the delay coming into the stream tonight. I got busy, had to go food shopping, got to make a dinner and stuff, but you are all certainly welcome in. Once again, a very happy Monday. Brendan's angry. He was a bit frustrated yesterday, as he's heard his comments on the stream there in 2 different occasions about Tierney, about Greg Taylor, about some fans being impatient. And I want to get his opinions tonight on the channel. We're not just going to talk about Brendan Rodgers. We're going to talk about the game. We're going to talk about the transfers. We're just going to talk about Celtic stuff as normal. So to anyone that's just tuning in now, is certainly welcome. How's it going, Paul? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty good. Day off work, so just to energize the batteries and, you know, kick off this week. Okay, regards to Celtic this coming week, we are home on Wednesday night to Dundee United, and then we're away on Saturday to Ross County. Difficult game and thing. Well, that Ross County have done well in recent times. Got a big result against Aberdeen recently. So we're gonna look at this. We're gonna look at this Brendan Rodgers, his comments, and at the end of the day, I've heard comments on YouTube, I've seen comments on X, I've seen comments on Facebook today. People saying, is he getting bored? Is he getting fed up? He has no right to lash out at fans while he's the one that ran down the road to Leicester. I've seen that comment. I've also seen comments where people have been saying he's 100% right what he's been saying in regards to picking up for the player. Kind of disrespectful with fans saying Kieran Tierney's name, people picking up from for what he said regards to fans during after 20 minutes when we're not 1 or 2-0 up and we're playing it from the back and trying to find another way to get the goal. Our tactics. It's all going to be discussed tonight. At the end of the day, it'd be interesting. Were you down in Temple Bar today for a few? No, I'm in Glasgow. I'm in Glasgow. It was delayed last night for 4.5 hours because of the weather. But I was gonna do a podcast last night in Dublin Airport. But let's be honest, there's hundreds of people in one terminal, and there's me with a laptop, look like an absolute gobshite. So I said I'll hold off and do it in the comfort of my own home and chat to you as regards to Celtic. But Ross County's ground is a shambles. Don't be worrying about it just now. Obviously with the snow in the Highlands and stuff like that, it would be a shambles. But look, I'm sure the game will go ahead on Saturday. Plenty of time ahead for it. But no, I wasn't in Temple Bar. I wouldn't go to Temple Bar. Temple Bar is a rip-off. The only place I used to like in Temple Bar was the Badass Cafe. Neil Podrick used to have that CSC in there. But to anyone that's thinking of going to Dublin for a day on the lash, my advice is don't touch Temple Bar. They will fleece you. They will absolutely fleece you. So CB the Third says Brendan Rodgers' ego was bruised at Ibrox. Look, he went into the game with 1 defeat under the belt, and Rangers were a better team on the day. Simple as we just didn't turn up defensively. We were poor attacking wise. We were poor midfield. We were absolutely shocking. And as much as we lost the 3 points, they've dropped points the weekend. And yes, Hibs should have beat them, but we done our job, which was play against St. Mirren, bounce back from that result last Thursday, and move on from it. I feel like with Brendan Rodgers, I don't know what's going on. I think this has all been building for the last year of some fans just that are still hesitant about having him at the club, still feel that pain from 2019, the way he was saying after the Motherwell game at that time that he's happy at Celtic and he's here long term, and then 3 days later he's down to Leicester. Like, there's still a lot of that. Some people just don't forgive. I can understand that. You love your club and you want the best for your club, but I forgive. I've moved on from that. And it was the case that which he came in last season, and there was times that will Brendan Rodgers win us the league? He won us the league. He won us the double. He's after getting a good few Champions League games with victories in there as well in this new league phase, and we're still in contention to play in the Champions League past the end of January. So I feel optimistic about Brendan. I've said this already. I can understand his frustration where I felt like the media kind of stored him on that press conference, to be honest. And that's what they get. That's what they paid for. They asked these questions. They expect a reaction from Brendan. They knew obviously the result was quite raw in the manager's head. And yeah, it was his second defeat in 21 games against Rangers. But I'm not worried about it. As I said on Friday, I wasn't worried too much about the season. Yeah, we took a bump in the road, but you come back and you get stronger from it. So I can understand his opinion about the impatient fans. I'm with him on that. I'm completely with him on that. I think some fans expect so much of the demand just to be blowing teams away 4 or 5-0 in games, and it's not always like that. Teams will come organised to Celtic Park. They will try make it difficult to even test them. I know it sounds crazy, but they'll put the 10 men behind the ball, and that's what they'll do. And we got there. But some fans need to take a chill pill and relax during the team on a 20 minutes in the game. That's very fucking spoiled behaviour, to be honest. Very spoiled behaviour. Like, we're top of the league. We're not second place here. We're not the one that's chasing the title 13 points behind. I think some fans need to get a grip as well and realise it takes time. We're top of the league. We have a cup in the bag. We're still in Europe. And we have a Scottish Cup to contest with. And we're doing well. Whoop-de-doo. We lost a big derby, but we bounced back. And everybody should have been in great form yesterday after them dropping points as well. It's what we do as well at the end of the day. But that, I completely agree. At the end of the day, Brendan said in that video what I just played, it's all good having you like 3 or 4-0 up singing, but we want to have you as a 0-all cheering the team on. As I said in the video earlier on, if you haven't seen it, kind of very similar to what I'm going to say now. Celtic Park's known for being a fortress for the 12th man. Yeah, the attendance was a little bit lower yesterday because the weather was bad. I can understand, the time of the year it is, people's phones and, traveling and disruption as well. But cheer them on from the start. Cheer them on. There's no point in getting aggro because they're trying to find a bit of space. Yes, they're passing it back between McGregor and Trusty and Carter Vickers and trying to hit the flanks. This is what happens. You have to break teams down eventually. So if you're going in at halftime 0-all, there's no need to panic. There's no need to panic about games at all. And I've seen that in the past where people even last season, people were panicking like, oh, are we ever going to get a goal? Are we ever going to turn this around? Like, wait until the 90 minutes is done and then give your opinion on it. I just think it's absolute madness. Like, some fans just need to take a chill. Look at the success we've had. And we're going to continue to have more success. Yes, if you want to win our 120th trophy, you got to be patient and back your team. Home and away. Like, there's no point going on social media and having an absolute Britney that we're 13 points clear, Brendan did wake up on the wrong side of the bed yesterday, with regards to some comments. But when that regards to that first bit of the press conference, he's spot on. He's spot on. If that goal comes in the 85th minute and we win 1-0, it's 3 points in the bag. We can't always play comprehensive football. It's a busy period. Players, you have to rotate players. There's injuries, and you just move on, and you've got the 3 points, and you take it on the chin, and it's 3 points closer to the title. How's it going? I hope you're well. So anyone that's tuning in on Facebook, if you could jump over to YouTube at the end of this stream and subscribe. It's free of charge. Excuse me, full of wind. It's free of charge. So I will take in as much comments as you have. Look, everyone's entitled to their opinion. I'm not going to have an absolute ramble on this. If you disagree with me, these are all good folks. He's all love Celtic, and he's are more welcome to put whatever you want in the comments. You know. And Brendan's last time left because the board were never giving him the backing he was promised. Some fans were too quick to change meals. We lost one effing game, and it was Sefco F's sake. It was a poor day. Exactly, it was a poor day. You move on. It's completely different. You know, he's Michael Nicholson there now. He's Paul Tisdale. Tisdale here. Yeah, Lawwell is in the fold, but he's getting money. He came out a couple of weeks ago and said that he travelled to Dublin, had a productive meeting with Dermot Desmond regards to the team, regards to incoming players, and it will happen. It will happen. We're only 6 days into this window. Some fans, yes, they were singing Kieran Tierney yesterday because they're excited about the thoughts of Kieran Tierney coming in. Some fans are not on board with Kieran Tierney because they feel that it's a massive risk. He's 27 years of age. He has a crazy injury record there, but you got to take risks in life, folks. And it's not a case that we don't have much money. We do have money there, so we should be all right. Should be okay. And I've said this on the podcast regards to Greg Taylor. Yes, he was defending Greg yesterday, saying he throws his body in for the club. He gives everything, and he gives that. It all means he has. There's no doubt that Greg Taylor has, but I know he turned around and he said as well that I've seen people talking about Greg Taylor not being Champions League level, but that's true. Brendan needs to understand as well. I know he works with these players, but Greg Taylor isn't a Champions League player. We should be going for a player that has that experience, that has the winning mentality, that can actually take players on in Europe. And all means, Greg has done 198 games for Celtic. He's won so many trophies. He's been part of a success by winning trebles and being there. But he's not the answer going forward. All means, would I keep him there as a squad player? I'd keep him in the capacity like I look at Ralston. Play him in league games when he's needed. But we need to strengthen that position. And if he really wants to be at Celtic, and there's been reports the weekend from Croatia that he wants to go, and then 12 hours later, there's other reports from closer to home saying that he wants to stay at Celtic. Just sit down with the club and come to a deal. If you want to fight for your place and be part of this team moving forward, and you may not be guaranteed to be starting regular games. If you want to be a part of that, stay. If you want to move on, move on. You know, I can understand what the fans are. The fans could sing Henrik Larsson, they could sing Arthur Borges, they could sing about the Lisbon Lions. It doesn't mean that was offensive to Greg Taylor. I think Brendan blew it out of proportion yesterday with the whole Greg Taylor thing. Completely out of proportion. As I said, regards to the first video, he is on the button, 100% on the button regards to fans being impatient. So we'll get into the comments. These are all entitled to their opinion. These are all certainly welcome. And there is 32 people tuning in on YouTube. Please subscribe. There's a membership there if you want to buy it. It's 99 pence. A good few you have. And anyone that's tuning on Facebook, get the comments in. I'll see it. I'll pin it on the stream, and I'll see what you say. You need patience in the first 30 minutes. Good and sticking on him. And Greggy boy, the wee guy's moving. He's top class, but he's a disadvantage. He's not being K. It's hard. I know it sounds a bit spoiled when you say you compare him to KT, but when KT is fit and good to go, Greg Taylor's nowhere near that level. Like, he has been a grafter. There's no one can dispute. Like, but see some of the fans that are saying that he's not good enough for Celtic. That's really disrespectful because he has been good enough for Celtic. It's just not good enough regards to Champions League level, in my eyes. That's what I think. So I think he has been good enough domestically. I think he's been a great servant to the club. No need to shout out stuff at Taylor or any player, unfortunately. It's not even shouting stuff out. Like, if people want to sing Kieran Tierney, they're more welcome to sing Kieran Tierney. Players shouldn't get offended by that. Yeah, his contract is in discussion. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. He should have signed it 3 or 4 months ago. Let's be honest. Let's be honest about it. How's it going, Kevin? I hope you're doing well. The whole team took the blame for the Ibrox thing. 100%. It's a team collective. You shouldn't just criticise one player for a bad performance. It's the whole team. The whole team. That engine room wasn't working, and the manager is accountable for it. The coaching staff are accountable for it. The team are accountable for the mistakes, and we'll move on. It's only literally a stone thrown out the window. You get on with it. Simple as. It didn't smash the window. It hasn't smashed the title chances, has it? No. We'll be fine. Absolutely fine. How's it going, Topic Talker? It's good to see you in again. Do you not think the games we haven't been the same since the semi? It's not fast, it's quick. We're still winning games. I'm not trying to defend the team and all sorts of, but like, you got to think about it as well. You're playing a lot of games. The tempo of the football can slow down. The pitches get a bit of a worse for wear as well, and everyone can't be at the game. But if we're delivering them on top of the league, all means we'll get on with it. It can't be the most expansive football in the world, but we're nicking results. It's only been 1 defeat this season domestically, and yes, we were a class against Aberdeen in the semi-final, all means, but we beat Motherwell 4-0. We beat the likes of St. Johnstone 4-0. You know, you can't win games 3 or 4-0 all the time. It's just, you have to dig in, and these teams want to beat us as much as we want to beat them because they may not have the ammunition, they may not have the quality in their squads, but they're trying to hold off Celtic as long as they can, you know? So, we all make mistakes no matter what we do in life. The guy is like anyone else, earning a wage and tries their best. Exactly. I don't know if that's, you're talking about Greg Taylor or Brendan there, but regards to Greg Taylor, as I said, I wish him the very best if he moves on. If he stays and wants to fight for his place, all means he has difficult competition if Kieran Tierney comes in, but I wish him the very best, whatever he does. So I will keep an eye on his career, whatever. We'll also need to strengthen and right back. Love Ralston, but we need better cover. 100%. I've said this in the last 3 or 4 podcasts. I still believe we need to strengthen and right back. 100%. Love AJ. AJ is a top-class player, and he's going to go from strength to strength at Celtic. But yeah. So Callum has asked me, Mateus Borgas, Lennon Miller, Jota, KT would be perfect signings. Regards to Mateus Borgas, I don't think it's going to happen. I think we've already added to the midfield regards to Bernardo last summer, Arnie Ingles. We still have Rio Hatate there. I'd rather get Lennon Miller, but Lennon Miller is injured. So he'll be out for the next 2 months. But I've made my scenario, I've made my verdict on the whole Lennon Miller situation. I'd sign Lennon Miller in the summer and listen to offers for Rio Hatate in the summer and move Rio on. Simple as. Highlight because watching Roy Monet getting Monday Night Football on. Good shout out to Roy Monet. He's a good lad. Top Celtic YouTuber, good lad. Very intelligent, good rapport with his subscribers, and very honest. I like watching Ryan as well. But hope he's doing well. Hope you're doing well, Kenzie. I think there's something that's wrong behind the scenes, Keith. I hope I'm wrong. I don't even think it's behind the scenes. I don't think it's something to do with the team. I don't think it's to do with the board. I just think it's to do with the amount of absolute doubt he's got over the last year. And sometimes doubt is fuel to make you stronger. But I just think there's something there that obviously has pissed him off for him to come out and do that, you know? But is he the right man to lead us to a treble this season? 100%. We shouldn't even be having this conversation. We shouldn't even be talking about our manager. We should be talking about 13 points cleared and Dundee. Or we'll be doing a live on Wednesday night before the game and after the game. So I hope you can tune in as well. Be really appreciated. I have to be honest, I'm one of those fans who gets impatient and angry when they're moving the ball slowly. Do you know what, Topic Talker? I was like that last season. There was times where I was screaming at the telly or screaming at the laptop, and I'd be like, what's this about? We all can play defensive football, but it's getting the confidence to move forward, and eventually it clicked in place. But sometimes it's just slow play, and we'll eventually move up in gears and get the results, you know. But it's good. It's a good comment. Taylor's been a great servant, 100%. Brendan's right about Tierney on his contract. Was it's very disrespectful to him. Plus, Taylor, in my opinion, and F-sake passing ball backwards. They are like Taylor's done. But that's the tactics that Brendan has. That's the tactics that Brendan puts in the team. He wants to start from the back, move it up, get a few passes, let that team try to press on us, and then we try to hit them on the counter attack. Sometimes we don't be always fast in the counter attack or pushing the ball 100%, but we're doing well. Like, as I said, if we were sitting here tonight, being in second place, drawing to Hibs at Easter Road, being 2-0 up, it'd be a different situation. So there's no point of us being concerned. 100%. These are all these opinion. These are commenting, as saying that there is a bit of slow play at times. But are you going home happy? Are you happy at full time? We've won 100%. Taylor sticking up for Brendan sticking up for Taylor. Why not? But not Tierney left out. He doesn't get a game at Arsenal. He wants to come back because they end up signing someone. And the reports with Tierney I've read over the last couple of days is he's turned down moves to Leicester and West Ham to come back to Celtic. Now, I don't know how close we are of getting this deal. I was convinced that would have happened today or tomorrow, but never know. Things can move quickly, but we'll see. He wasn't a part of the Arsenal team that played against Brighton. He was on the bench, but didn't come on. So, yeah. I mean, like, his report with the fans, Greggy Boy isn't outspoken, mate. Well, Greggy Boy needs to get his finger out of his arse, and if he wants to be a part of this success moving forward for the next season or two, get that contract sorted. Simple as. As I said, I wouldn't mind Greg Taylor staying as a squad player, but he's not a champ. He's not going to be a starter in my eyes for a Champions League game next season, or even for the next two games. Alex Valle all day, you know. As you said, he's not. I'd rather Brendan explain why Greg Taylor starts ahead of Valle, because obviously he works with Greg behind the scenes. He said it already yesterday in the press conference that he was impressed with Greg's stats even before he came into the club. You know, really good professional. He gives everything for the club. So there's your answer. There's your answer there. That's what he likes. It just depends on what he sees in training, to be honest with you. You know, we have been fluent since we have. That's the thing about the international breaks. At times you come back and we're very slow. We've seen it we come back from, it was the October international break and we drew with Aberdeen. We just look at these games, we're just not at it. And we're still winning. And this is what happens. Look at Manchester United for years in the Premier League under Fergie. They weren't playing the most comprehensive football and they did get results in one leagues, didn't they? You know, yes, we have the best. Yes, we have the money in the bank and we have the biggest stadium in Scotland. And yes, we have the best fans in the world. But as much as we demand and we want this and we want that, it doesn't always work out that way. And as I said, we're going to be fine. Don't understand why people are making a big deal about RODGERS' comments, saying like the way he want to deflect on Rangers dropping points. Exactly, like I was just talking about it because people are going to ask me about it on the channel. Everyone else is talking about Brendan RODGERS' comments. But as I made my opinion on it, I understand. I completely agree with him with regards to the impatient fans in that scenario. But I completely with him. I understand he's defending Greg and he's right to do that because he's his boss. But the whole Tierney thing, if fans want to sing, they want to sing. You know what? The famous quote, let the people sing. So yeah. Tierney comes back, he comes back. It's no disrespect to Greg. Greg just has to work hard in the next 6 months. Or if he goes. Okay, the bottom line is, as he said, the fans didn't understand the game. He needs to remember the fans are the club. What a great comment, by the way, no. Exactly. And what I got from that was he kind of like looked at saying, do you not understand football? Do you not understand football? He just needs to have a bigger rapport with the fans. I just feel like you shouldn't there was no need for the comments yesterday. I can understand he's sticking up for his players and he's sticking up and he's trying to explain to the fans, you know, you just need to be patient. But certain terms of the comments yesterday did piss people off. But we'll move on. It'll be forgotten about next week, folks. You know, it's only today's news and yesterday's news. We won't be talking about this time next week. Guarantee you. You know, as long as we keep winning, who cares what's going on behind the scenes? Exactly. Everything will all take care of itself. RH, would you sell him because he doesn't care about Celtic anymore? In my view, you can't say he doesn't care about Celtic anymore because you don't know what he's like behind the scenes. You don't know what he's like when he's training. You don't know what he's like with the manager. You don't know what he's like with the coaching staff. You can only go by what you see on the pitch. On if it's every second, third day, or once a week, his play has declined 100%. He's not the same player that he was under Ange. You know, I think, as I said this on the other day, prime attack is gone. Would I sell him? Yes, if the right offer came in, but I feel like wait till the summer and we'll negotiate with getting Lennon Miller in for about 5 million quid, and we could sell Rio for just over 10 million quid, which on his CV, I'm more capable of selling him. He's playing games, he's winning trophies, he's played Champions League experience. He's only 26, 27. We should make that 10 million for him, you know. Every 3 days it gets dirtier spells. Sounds exactly, Paul Taylor. Nottingham Forest beating Wolves. They are so good. Yeah, look at Nottingham Forest, a decent team. Nuno De Santo, whatever his name is, he's done a good job there. But I'm not here to talk about Nottingham Forest. The only thing that I think about Nottingham Forest is Martin O'Neill when he was there winning 2 European Cups. But is Jota never going to happen? There's no talk of Jota. You know, I've done a video yesterday being out straight, which is like, yeah, a lot of people are asking about Jota, but there's been no reports about Celtic approaching about Jota for a loan move from Rennes, so I wouldn't be worried about it, you know. Just plenty of time this window. Good question, though. Inter Forest, QPR, might we travel tonight? Inter, what a team, eh? They're playing AC, aren't they? I wish they'd play him right wing back. Who are we talking about now? Kind of lost now with that comment. Oh, Ryan's a good lad. But we'll move on from the Brendan stuff. A lot of the players can't accept this idea. When I grew up in the 90s, we were actually a better support at the time. Honestly, these kids don't know a defeat when it comes. 100% Red Glen Productions. Because some fans are effing spoiled. They can't take losing a game of football. Simple as win, lose, draw. You love your club. If you get beaten, you get back on the saddle and you bounce back. Simple as it is. See, when we were going through that shit season in 2020, did I go hiding? I was on this channel left, right and centre and saying, keep the faith. And you know what? It didn't work out that way. And we lost the title. Whoop-de-doo. But how good did it feel winning the back? How good did it feel? Felt extraordinary. How good did it feel winning that League Cup halfway through that season? Unbelievable. Some fans, younger fans, just think, you know, it's all banter with their friends who are Rangers fans, and they think, oh yeah, like I was watching a clip on YouTube where this guy goes to Easter House and he asked these young boys, and he's like, why do you support Celtic? And you know what? He didn't say because the love for the club. It's because Rangers are shy. Because the Rangers are shy. Is that the daft mentality that you have? Because you think of Rangers being shy, so you go for a better team. That's not the way. That's not the way I support Celtic. I support Celtic because my auntie uncle got me into supporting Celtic. They bring me over here. I've seen the history of the club with the Irish roots. Seen a Champions League night. Seen a Derby night, a Derby day. Seeing how much the fans are crazy. So imagine saying the reason why I support Celtic because Rangers are shy. Honestly, I know they're young, they're kids and all that, but come on. But that's the mentality of some fans. So-called fans. Glory hunters. Glory fucking hunters. You know? As Red Glen Production says, he's went through it in the 90s. He's seen it when Celtic would win the odd game against them when they were going for 10 in a row. And then obviously, God rest his soul, when Janssen came in, bring Lambert in, bring Henrik Larsson in, bring a good few players in, and you know what? It was all history. We won the Coca-Cola Cup against Dundee United, and then we went on to win the league title against St. Johnstone. Before my time. But me talking about that gives me the butterflies, because I could look back at them clips and I can see how much it meant to people. My mate always telling me that people would stop Henrik Larsson in the middle of the street and beg the team to stop them from doing 10. You know? It's just people need to just calm the fuck down, seriously. Like, it's just madness. It's absolute madness. But it's a good comment. I completely agree with you, bud. I completely agree with you. Like, it's just a younger generation because they're seeing trophy days, they're seeing Troongay, they're seeing treble parties. It's like normality to them. They expect it. You can't just expect things. You got to put the graft in and win games. You know, you're not just handed the league trophy. You have to win the league trophy, regardless who the opposition is, regardless who's second place, regardless who's third place, regardless who beats you once in a blue moon. You come back and you bounce back and you win. So for the younger generation that can't take a defeat, I'd recommend you shouldn't support football. I recommend you should be into something else. Maybe cricket, maybe rugby, maybe think of supporting another team, because it's a fantastic club, rich history, but sometimes it doesn't always go green sailing. There's bad waves, and you get through the waves. So, yeah. Let's see. Bang on, mate. You like me passion? You like me passion? You know? I was fuming at when they penalties and the man got back. I was watching that game yesterday, and in my heart, even when they were 2-0 up, I was like, Hibs will come back and do these. Hibs aren't giving them a good counter-attack. And Hibs are fantastic. Hibs should have won it. Martin Boyle was immense. I've always said this. I would have signed Martin and Boyle 3 years ago at Celtic before he went to, was it Saudi Arabia? I think it was, at Bahrain or something like that. I thought we would have signed, and I thought at the time we would have signed Nisbet. But you know what? We got the likes of Kyogo at the time, and we got the likes of Abada and Jota, and they were box office. So, yeah. We're still all talking about Greg Taylor here. Who cares? We move on with Greg Taylor. Greg Taylor's a good servant. Let's talk about something else. We've had our half an hour talking about Greg Taylor and Brendan Rodgers and Kieran Tierney songs and beating. What about Austin Trusty? What about how Austin played well yesterday? No one's talking about that. How about Carter Vickers and Austin Trusty playing well? Congratulations to Austin Trusty getting his first goal for Celtic. Yes. What about Nicholas Kuhn scoring his 15 and 16 goal? No one's been talking about that on the podcast. Start getting that in the comments. Let's talk about something more productive. No point moaning about the gaffer, about what he says and that. Yes, that was the heading on the channel, and that's what it is. But we move on from it. It's going to be old news in a couple of days. You know, throw sand over and get on with it. Walk on over it. You know. And Brendan doesn't feel the Celtic fans help him convince Greg Taylor. That has nothing to. The fans have nothing to do with Greg Taylor staying or not. Greg Taylor makes his own decision. if he wants to stay or not. If that contract is not lucrative to him and doesn't appeal to him, he will move on. It will suit parties. Simple as. But yeah, Celtic are cheats. That's why we thought we support Celtic, our dad. And probably because you have Irish background. Some do, some don't. But who cares about Rangers? Who cares about them not paying the face painter? Who cares about them owning out Glasgow Cabs like £70 and stuff like that? Who gives a shit about them? You know, they're already jumping on the horse again, saying Clement needs to go. You know, I thought he was the Messiah the other day. But yeah. A few fans don't rate Greg Taylor. That's not hate. That's not hate at all. Some fans, as I said, I think he's a good servant domestically, but he's not nowhere near Champions League level. And that's me being honest with you, you know. Boyle should be a boy, mate. I think Boyle, the whole, as I said, regards to Boyle, I would have signed him 3 seasons ago. But like, move on from it. Another wee point, I would like to have people get off Idah's back as well. The lad was instrumental in us winning the league last season. I say this all the time. Yes, he's only scored 8 goals this season and provided 3 assists. But for God's sake, he has a price tag on his head. Let the guy settle. Some games he's productive, some games he's just not at it. Players hit form and dip form. And yes, before he was even signed, I should actually screen record and put this video on. People were putting in the comments, oh, not good enough, not this, not that. We're getting a Norwich third striker. This is a shambles. The club's a shambles, this and that. The club made the decision. Did we win a double? Yeah. Don't judge the book by the cover. Don't judge the book by the cover. People just need to relax. Relax. We're not sinking. We're striving. You know, relax. People are going to feel the way they feel. It doesn't matter what we say. These are all entitled to his opinion. This is why the podcast is here. Remember, get it off your chest. If I like it, if I dislike it, I'm going to pin it out. I'm going to say, this is why I do these podcasts, to engage with you, to see how you're feeling. If you had a shit day, you had a shit day. You've had a fantastic day, and you're walking out in that minus 13 weather and looking at other people struggling with blue and white and red hats on. Leave them be. So, yeah, calm down, RoboCop. I'm fine. Big Adam will come good, of course. Idah and Kyogo are a star for the ball, but Big Idah to play deep. It's just different. I think Brendan has a different ethos for the 2 strikers. Kyogo's more direct. Idah likes to come back and try to win the ball back because, let's be honest, he's a few more. He's 6 years younger than Kyogo. He has more in the tank, you know? So we'll get there. Like Kuhn, Idah probably needs the pre-season to work with BR. A great point. P. McLaughlin probably does. He missed out on that because he obviously had all that controversy over his head of, this new manager's coming into Norwich. Am I going to be part of his plans? And they were being stubborn cows. And look, it is what it is. The guy, pretty happy through the season. There's a lot of football to play here. Still score 20-odd goals. You know, only halfway through the mark, folks. I understand Idah, but didn't have pre-season. But 9.5 million, he should be getting a bit more. We should be getting a bit more. Some games he just doesn't suit the system. But he's at the banging in 8 goals already this season. And remember, he's a goal in the Champions League in there as well. It'll take time for him to settle. You know, they're not Lionel Messi. They're not Cristiano Ronaldo. Players take time to settle, especially when they're permanent moves. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. It's like, I'm going to do a Brendan Rodgers. I'm going to defend the player. I'm going to defend the man. I think Adam Idah will come good. And I still, if you want me to rate him so far this season, it's probably about 6 out of 10. But you will get there. You know, hard work will pay off. Hard work will pay off. And yeah, sent. Day's price is the point. We were upset, but really worth it. Yeah, we moved on from Friday, didn't we? Nicholas Kuhn's quality. And this is a guy that we'll find hard to keep. I know he was asked yesterday about his future, and he's like, I want to be here long term because I'm in a long term contract. Nagelsmann gives him that Germany call-up in March. He keeps scoring goals in the Champions League. He keeps scoring derby goals. Yeah, he didn't score the other day, but he scored in the cup final. There will be clubs sniffing around. There's been reports that Fulham, Crystal Palace, Brentford, even Brighton are interested in him. We'll see what happens. See what happens, folks. I think he's enjoying his football. He's 16 goals already this season, 11 assists. Doing really good, Nicholas Keown. Happy Monday. 13 clear, exactly. Good to see different people coming in and chatting. We beat United. We would roar at Dundee. What do you mean by that? We'll win all our games if you put the work in. There's no point even saying we drop. They will draw. Sorry, they will draw. Apologies. I read that wrong. I completely got that wrong there, Paul. Yeah, they're playing Dundee on Thursday. Yeah, we'll be fine. Their away record shocking, but let's read what Ben has to say. How's it going, Ben? I hope you're well. Adam Idah has shown what he can do in such less games than Kyogo. Idah is such a different player to Kyogo. Give him more of a chance. You're on it, bud. You're on it. Exactly. Different type of player. I think a lot of Celtic fans think because Idah is a big lad, he's going to be the next John Hartson type as well. He likes the ball to his feet. He comes back to link up play. You're right. I think maybe they are comparing him. Maybe they're comparing him to Giakoumakis as well at times. But look, every player is different. Every player has a different style of play, and as I said, I'll be patient with Idah. No point throwing Idah on the bus because fans are throwing players on the bus halfway through a season when we're top of the table. That's madness. As I said about Rio, give Rio till the end of the season. Evaluate your stats, and if he's not even hearing any heights, any more man and match performances, and being a massive part of that team, you will have to listen to offers. So I'm going to talk about Lewis Palmer. So there is reports in Honduras from a source called El Gerardo. They're a paper in Honduras, and they've published a story saying that Celtic have valued Lewis Palmer at £3.3 million. They're willing to list offers. Now, we bought him altogether. His fee altogether was £4.5 million from that team, Aris, whatever. But they're not in any hurry to sell Palmer because they're still waiting on Jamesy to get back to full fitness. So we'll see what happens with that. Good question. Idah or Kyogo to start the next game. So with Dundee at home, Dundee United at home, I'd start Kyogo. He's a good record against Dundee United, and so does. Yeah, I'll go with Kyogo. I think we'd be better with two up front, but it reminds you of the old system. But they're not going to change it. Brendan's stubborn. He's not going to change it to two strikers. He's not going to change it. So 13 points cleared and Brendan's raged. I just think it was just a bad post-match reaction from Brendan. And as I said, I completely agree with what he said about the fans being impatient. I'll defend him there and think he's right what he's saying, because some fans are just spoiled. Some fans think that you can just walk these games because we're at home. And look, Stephen Robinson has a really good St. Mirren team. They're organised. They always make it difficult for Celtic, even at Paradise or St. Mirren Park. So let's not disrespect the opposition, because this is what happens when you go into games expecting to win. Matt scores. I'd say it. I expected 4-0. Do a 4-0 going into the St. Mirren game, but I was expecting to maybe score one goal in the first half and get the goals in the second half, and they'll run out of steam. But 3-0, 2 goals from Nicholas, 1 from Austin, and yeah. Big Phil's a legend. Celtic got half 12 kickoff, it'd be fine. Nick, the English clubs are in for Keown. They can be in all they want. He's not being sold. Simple as. He's staying at Celtic, and that's the way it is for the next year or two. So, yeah. Laugh if Dens Park gets waterlogged again. Probably will. Remember that controversy last season? Was it called off twice, was it? I'm too late to the show tonight. No, you're never too late. I'm still here kicking away. Our system of play doesn't suit us. Down out without striker. Kyogo and then Idah are never going to be 30+ scorers. Correct, Adam. Correct. 10p for Palma. If we can get 3 million for Palma, I would gladly take it. There's clubs that are interested. There's Genoa. There's Olympiacos. There's Real Vallecano. There's the MLS teams as well. So, yeah. Palma has a lot of potential and a lot of flaws. Exactly, Ben. Could see him being a great option for teams if he unlocks that potential. Exactly. So there's obviously clubs out there that see that potential. So it just doesn't suit Celtic's play. He just doesn't have the hunger this season, I think. And I know people say, "Oh, what?" But you say that you disagree with Rio. Rio is just not prime Rio anymore. Palma, we didn't see prime Palma yet. He scored 10 goals last season and scored goals in the Champions League, but take time. I think he will go, and I wish him the best. I just don't think he suits Celtic's culture and Celtic's style of football. Would you play McGregor higher in midfield as McCown number 6? I put on Instagram the other day and on Facebook, I put McCown in starting the game ahead of McGregor, and people were like, "You don't have a breeze. Why is McGregor not in the team?" Blah. And it says on the description, "I bring McGregor on the second half." The guy needs a rest. The captain needs a rest. He can't play 60 games of bleeding season. Sometimes he needs a rest. I know someone says, "Oh, well, he was rested against St. Johnstone and this and that." But yeah, he needs more. He's in his 30s now. Can't play every single game. The body clock will go on. He's a fantastic athlete, but yeah. I would take 3 million. Palmer's not set the class, but best for him to go permanently. 100%. 100%. So Stephen Welch is going to travel to Belgium tomorrow to undergo his medical for KV Mechelen, and that will be until the end of the season. Regards to other wingers, we report from Belgium from a source called Gazette van Antwerp. They published a story saying Michel Ange Balakwishe has been given the green light to leave this coming window. This present window, in the summer, Celtic were negotiating with Royal Antwerp. They wanted a region around between 9 to 10 million for him. Now, he's played over 125 games for them since he made that 5 million move from Stade Liège back, I think it was like 2-3 years ago. He preferably plays on the left. He has Champions League experience in there. He has Europa League experience. He's 23 years of age. He's played on the 21 level for Belgium. He can declare himself and play for the Dominican Republic of Congo if he wants. That's where his parents originate from. And he's only played 2 games this season because he was struck with injury. And he only got back playing just before the turn of the new year. So Balakwishe is an option, but I've made it clear already in the channel, rather Jota. But Jota's not going to come back. So let us know in the comments. And then there's another source, Football Insider, which, to be honest, no disrespect to the lads, but I don't always believe them. So their source is that Naroski wants a move away from Celtic in this coming window. I can understand that. You got to be playing first team football. You got to be playing. He's not going to get in there. So yes, we have Dane Murray recalled from Queen's Park. If Welch goes, Lagerbielke's on loan, Naroski. So it means that we'd be left with Dane Murray, Liam Scales, Carter Vickers, and Austin Trusty. So we would need a new centre back as well. Let's go to the comments and see what people are saying. McCown can play the Cal Mac for Celtic. 100% he can. You can. It's if people actually got their phones out and typed in Luke McCown's stats, and you can see that he has played defensive midfield for Dundee as well in his time. So yeah, it should be no. He had actually a decent game yesterday. as well. McCown did. I thought you battled really well. So good luck to Welch. Good luck. So I have another 5 minutes left, folks. I will be back on Wednesday night for a podcast, 2 podcasts. If there's any more news that comes up over the next couple of days regards to transfers, you will see a lot of videos this month, folks. I want to be as most proactive with you as I can, you know. The latest update on Tierney was yesterday, and the update was West Ham, Leicester, they were all interested in him. Bournemouth were interested in taking Tierney, but he's declined moves to them because he wants to come back to Celtic. There's been no. This is your best bet, Paul, would be in the next hour or two. Usually, the Daily Mail dropped that story around 10 o'clock, so keep an eye out on X. See the likes of Stephen McCallum, Anthony Joseph, Fabricio Romero. These are the guys you need to keep an eye on if you have the likes of Twitter or you have Facebook there as well. Them guys will usually drop a kind of story regards to Celtic transfers, especially Anthony Joseph. I don't even know who Sam Daly is. I'll be honest. Who is Sam Daly? Let me look him up. Who's he play for? Let me see. Footballer. Let me have a look. I never heard him. Let me see in the comments. Never heard of him. Who is he? Dabley. Hold on. English footballer. Let me see. Dundee. He's on loan from Wrexham, is it? Is it Wrexham he's on loan from? 25 years of age. Let me have a look at his stats. I need to look at him more on YouTube to say yes or no. To be honest with you, as I said, I'm that stubborn cow that would not look at other teams unless they're playing against us. He's done well this season. He's an attacking. He can play forward as well. Jesus, some amount of goals he has this season. I'm gonna just put this up on the screen. Let me see. What a boy, isn't he, Ben? What a boy. Let me see. So this is Sam Dabley's stats. 18 games for Dundee, 10 goals. He's played the Premier Sports. He had one game, the Carabao Cup. And then he had one game in League One. He's on loan from, is it Wrexham, yeah. Current value is 275 grand. I can see him going back to Wrexham. Doing well for Wrexham. You have to get promoted to the Championship. Would I take them? They're not bad stats. Let me answer that question when I actually look at videos of him. He's bits and bobs. So I honestly, I can't really say much about him. I don't know much about him besides reading that there. But yeah, let me look into it. Man, agreed. Not good enough for Celtic, but should move on permanently. How's it going, Gemma? I hope you're well. Doing quite good. Not a bodge. So I'll stay on for another 2 minutes, folks. Thanks very much for watching the podcast. As I said, just to recap on what I've been talking about earlier on, the whole Brendan stuff, just bury your head with the sand on that, because at the end of the day, he's a manager. I trust him to do the job. I trust him to get a reaction out of his players and win the treble. And yes, there's no need to call out fans at times, but his comments on the fans regards to being impatient, he's spot on, completely spot on. For him defending Greg Taylor is spot on. I think when saying it's disrespectful to be saying Kieran Tierney's name, I disagree with that, because Kieran Tierney was a Celtic player. He was a treble-winner player. He was an invincible. And if fans want to get excited about a potential player coming in that knows the club inside out, leave them be. They pay the money. They go to the games. Let the people sing. You know, some of you will agree or disagree, but I'm not buying into this crap of people saying tonight, oh, is it that his way of starting a story of fury with Celtic fans so he can leave the club? A lot of bullshit. He's not going anywhere. He'll fulfill his contract. He'll do his 3 years at Celtic and then he'll move on. I know people asked me last week on the channel, would you give him a new contract? My answer is, if he gets us into the Champions League next season in the summer qualifiers, and he gets the funding from the board in the summer on top of this transfer window, maybe, you know. It's no point giving managers long-term deals. Doesn't always work like that. What if it's for their favour that season? You just take it each season as it comes, you know. Fans have the right to sing what they want. I do agree with you, Keith. Brendan's done the right thing and stand up for his player. 100%. You know, 100%. If you were a manager in a job and someone came in or started shouting abuse at your staff, would you pick up for your staff member? Of course you would. Of course you would. And it's not even, I'm not saying the fans sung any abuse to Greg in any way. I'm just giving you a scenario. Greg has been a good servant for the club. Simple as. He's been a good player at times, you know. Maybe 7 out of 10 for his Celtic career, but he's just not the European level, you know. We'll all sing Martin O'Neill on Wednesday night. Singing Ange back. Poor Ange. I feel sorry for Ange at the moment. You know, Ange is such a stubborn man. He won't change his system. But I think we should get rid of Greg Taylor, and the bold KT isn't coming back to us. Dan, what makes you think he's not coming back to us? We're only day 6 into the transfer window. That's the podcast. Like, there's proof there that he should be coming back to us. And you might say, I don't buy into Fabrizio Romero. I don't buy into Anthony Joseph. I don't buy into Sky Sports News. I don't buy into these clickbait stories. What I say is, plenty of time in this transfer window. What's meant to be will be. If he comes back, he comes back. If he doesn't come back, we'll look at other options and get someone stronger in. Simple as. I personally feel if Greg Taylor does get a new deal and he's their first choice left back next season, I think that's not good enough in my eyes, because we want to be challenging in all competitions. He's steady in most league games, but we need to move forward as a club. And Greg Taylor, as a first team player, is not the option. And that's not me throwing Greg under the bus, because Greg has been a great player for Celtic. And when I know you might say the greats are Paul McStay, they're legends. I mean, in this generation, you have players that have fought for the shirt, that has won us trophies, that has helped us get clean sheets. You know, your stats will speak for itself. So we'll see what happens. You know, I'm not putting him as a great. I'll take it back. He's been a good player for us. Good player, not a great player. You know, some people might label Greg as an average player for Celtic. I think it's a bit more than average. Great podcast. Love listening to your podcast. Hope you're well. Not too bad, David. Attendance at the Celtic game was bad, and the talks last night adding more capacity, upgrading the stadium. I would not upgrade the stadium because there's no point. The climate of football we play in, what's the point of having a 72,000-seater stadium? And when we have bad weather in Scotland, we need better opposition. We need to be in a better league. I've made it clear in this channel how we stand with upgrading the stadium. Move to English football, get in the Premier League eventually one day, and we'll get a bigger stadium. So point up. Yes, there's a waiting list there, but if the attendance are poor like that, and let's be honest, it's one of the worst days for weather. Yesterday, I was delayed for 5 hours in Dublin Airport, so I know all about it. But move on. You know. So as I said, if you want to join the membership at 99 pence, we appreciate it. To anyone for the folks that donated super thanks the other night, thank you very much. Thank you very much for people that joined and got the comments in tonight. People voicing their opinion about Brendan, about players, about the games. And we'll all look forward to welcoming Dundee United on Wednesday night. They're good sides, you know. They're what are they, third place in the league now. They're only 4 points behind Rangers. There you go, 4 points behind Rangers. So you never know what could happen. And they've obviously got a draw overs already at Tannadice. So it will be a difficult game on Wednesday night. So see, these fans that expect us to be 4-0 up at half time, I'd recommend don't expect that, because there's a team that's come to town that are organised, and Jim Goodwin's a good manager, and you have a good side. And that you never know. As we've just discussed there, that guy Sam Dalby might even score against us, unfortunately. So we need to be on our A game. Just be patient. Just be patient. If the ball's getting played at the back for 2.5 minutes, don't start losing your rag and start screaming, "This is shite football." Them players want to win the game as much than you sitting there on your arse wants to win the game. So you'll be fine. They're getting paid a salary. You're paying the tickets. You're paying their wages. They want the success more as much as you do. So yeah, why doesn't Brendan and midfielders are so far off? Annie Ingles is getting there. That Kyogo is not getting any service because we're missing sexy Matt. Big sexy Matt. Hey, big sexy Matt moved on. That's why. So we have 29 tuning in, 26 on YouTube. Please effing subscribe. It will be appreciated. And I do apologize if I swore tonight, and swearing's a bit out of control, but passion's good. So I'm going to leave it there, folks. It's been over an hour. Please subscribe to the channel. Any update tomorrow in regards to KT, Balak Wishy. I'm not going to go on and do a video just about Stephen Welch leaving Celtic. I'm not going to go every time just to talk about Stephen leaving Celtic. He's not a high-profile player leaving the club on loan. But if any other talk comes up over the next couple of days, you'll get a notification if you put the bell on. So yeah, we'll see what happens. If Celtic scored early against any Scottish side, it could be easy a cricket score. See, this is what I'm trying to say to you. Sometimes, even when we do score early, sometimes teams like to lay back and try to push. We just need to be patient. I understand they could be sometimes 4 or 5, but you just need to be patient at times. I feck Welch. But I wish them the best of in KV Mechelin anyway. So I'm going to leave it there, folks. Thanks very much for tuning in. Subscribe. See you all later. I'll be back, as Arnie always says. Arnie Ingles. I'll be back on Wednesday night. So speak to you all soon. Thanks for watching. Hail, hail.